Okay, we're live. Here we go. Welcome back. We're here live with Lisa. If you are here in the building, give me a thumbs up. Let me know you're here. We're going to do some math today. We're going to be talking about lending today. If you guys can hear my voice, give me a thumbs up. Let me know you all are in the building. Is your boys ready to go? We got our coffee. We got the most important piece of this, Lisa. All right, I see some thumbs up. Hello, Cashflow Tribe. What's up, Kevin? Kevin's in the house from Lakeland. Kevin's been here literally every single day, I think. Kevin, you're the man. You are the man for being here every single day. As we're kind of plowing through here together, let me get Lisa's. Boom. Okay, in 3, 2, 1, you humbles here. There you go. All right, we're going to bring Lisa on, and we're going to get jumping right into this, guys, here. If you love this series, do me a quick solid. Click share. Click share if you can, real quick, and share this out to different people so we can spread the message of what Lisa's doing. I've been getting some really cool messages from people going, this is the best thing. I love it. Oh, we've even got somebody from Austria in the house. What's up, Magnus? Good to see you here. We got a DJs in the house. He's saying, hey, everybody, what's up? Anybody else want to give a quick shout out before we're going live? By the way, we're live anywhere we can get it. So I'm in a bar right now. We got a couple guys watching the game, and I hope that I don't interrupt the whole game. But we're here. We're having fun, and welcome, Lisa. Hey, girl.
Hey.
All right, let's get right into it. Okay, so give us the quick daily update and tell us what we're going to be focusing on over the next half an hour here together.
Okay, so I realized I went back to my spreadsheet after Ben gave me a talking to yesterday, and I had put a lot of extra contingency in there. So I talked to my contractor. They said, yep, we could reduce that. I pushed hard on Drew and said, okay, this is what's been on the market for this many days. So can we push it to a tighter timeline? 3 months is too long to sell it. And he said, yeah. And I looked at my exit strategies. So I have a couple other exit strategies. And we went forward. So the seller came back and asked for more money again, but they wanted to keep the same conditions. So I said, well, and they liked our conditions initially, which is why we had the lowest offer, but that's why they worked with us. So I said, nope, if you want me to go think about going up, then I want longer possession date. I want less down. And so they didn't want to do that. So I came back as firm and final at my lower number, and they accepted. And I was ready to walk away. And so I know that yesterday we talked about it not being enough profit, and there was an error in the spreadsheet that I hadn't noticed. It was calculating staging as like $5,000 or something. So that actually changed my numbers quite a bit. So did the schedule. So if you want, we can take a look at the schedule. And then
let's do it.
Today, we're also going to talk about lending, hard money, private investors. What is that all about? And how am I going to close this deal since I need cash right away?
I love it. Okay, cool. By the way, I'm saying my voice is a little low. Sharon, is that any better? You guys can hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay while I do this. 1, 2, 3, here we go. You can hear me. Well, you're the one that matters, guys. I love you at home, but I'm here for Lisa. That's all good. Okay, so we're talking money today.
Crank your volume up, people.
Crank your volumes up, all right? Quit listening in the bathroom. Get it going louder. All right, here we go. So let's pull up your spreadsheet real quick and jump into the numbers. Guys, we have these spreadsheets. By the way, join me on Instagram, Ben Humble _. Not Ben Humble, period. Apparently that is a spam account. That is a fake account. So be careful which Ben Humble you connect with. You're welcome, Sharon. So good to have you here. Good to have you guys in the comments here. Okay, here's the document, spreadsheet. Let's go through it and tell us where we're at here.
Okay, so if you want to scroll
You have to
Up.
scroll. It's your
Oh,
screen.
right,
Your screen.
right.
Okay.
Yes,
Guys,
yes,
is this
teach me
guys
this
at home? Is this
time.
better or worse? Hold on. Let me do this for a second here. Maybe this is a little better. Guys at home, is this better? If it's better, give me a thumbs up. Let me know if you'd rather have my face on it or not. Okay. Let's just go with this for now, Lisa.
Yeah, this is probably better for people.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna go through that spreadsheet.
Okay.
Okay, so this is what we were looking at. So in here, I had this staging number was multiplying by the total number of months, and it wasn't changing based on, it still had the longer timeline, and it was multiplying as if we were having staging from the moment we took possession. So I fixed that, took that out, because we're doing staging at for a much shorter time if our months to sell is 1.5 months. And as soon as it is under contract, we'll be taking the staging out. So we just need that one-time setup. And then so that and adjusting the timeline, I was able to get this all in for a much higher profit. And because of the timeline, I figured it out last night, but of course I can't see the paper I did it on. Yeah, we're at I think it was 31% ROI or cash return. I did that calculation that Ben did. Profit divided by costs, the down payment and reno, and it came out to, I could recalculate it again, and it was much better because we're at a shorter timeline, and so that actually makes better sense for an investor. So this is here is my total costs. And what I put in here is hard money costs. So I factored in if I have to use hard money as opposed to more through a bank or a conventional mortgage. So by doing that, I put the worst case money scenario on.
I love it. Love it. Okay, those of you guys are geeking out on math at home are like, I want this spreadsheet so badly. Maybe I should charge $1 million for this spreadsheet. Or you could just snap a picture and get it for free. Or maybe we'll find another way to do that. Okay, so Lisa, what does that mean then? Give us the next thinking on this.
So this is what it shifted the maximum purchase price to. And so what happened yesterday was they came back. They wanted my really good terms, and I had the lowest offer. They had 3 offers submitted, and they wanted my offer, or my terms, but the other people's offer. So I said, nope, if you want me to come up at all, then I want a longer timeline and longer possession date and less down payment. And they didn't like that. So I said, okay, well, firm and final, I'm walking away from the deal if I don't want to go up. And
what happened? What happened?
We got it. We're under contract.
We have our first deal under contract with Lisa Sierra. Dude, I'm so proud of you. That is awesome.
Pretty exciting.
So you held your ground. It's been now 13 days, 14 days. We got a deal under contract. We've made offers. Everybody give her some love, thumbs up, some hashtags, whatever you got. Hashtag Lisa is the best. Dina's going, yes, we got one deal under contract. Okay, couple of quick lessons, then we're moving on. Number 1, hold your ground. This is what happens when you get empowered and you know what you're doing and you can do your own math and you can make offers. You can be confident in your numbers. You don't have to be bullied, okay, to make a higher number, a higher price. And you understand the value of terms versus price. This is so powerful, and I'm glad you finally got this concept. This is, guys, literally why I tell you it doesn't matter if the market is up or down or sideways. I literally buy real estate in every market. I just pull more on the financial lever, cash lever, or I pull more on the terms lever, and you can pull multiple levers, but don't get scared. By the way, you're getting blown up everywhere here, Lisa, with all these great comments. Sharon's giving you some love. We got some bravos. We got some congratulations. Okay, now, guys, listen. This is great. I appreciate the celebration, but we are far from done. We just got one deal under contract. I slapped Lisa on the wrist a little bit yesterday saying, we need volume. We know the expectation is we'll probably have to get 10 under contract to close one really solid, amazing deal. So our job is we have one, we technically need 9 more. This is how I'm creating the expectation. Yeah. If on the way to 9, we get a stupid, out of the park deal, we'll grab it and then we'll disprove the theory that we need 10 to 1. But most people don't start with a 10 to 1 theory. They hope that they make one lead, one offer, one deal, and that is literally not realistic in this marketplace. Yeah. So, talk to me. What's next, Lau? Now
so
we got deal under contract. What's next?
My plan was to make 3 offers last night, like analyze a bunch of deals and make 3 offers last night. What didn't happen was my real estate agent was booked up all weekend at a charity event. And so I have analyzed a number of deals. I think I'm at 12 now, and I've got a couple that I think are looking good. So I'm going to have him do comps tonight. He's done tonight, and I'm going to go see the one that's under contract tonight and do some initial work in measuring and things like that so that the contractor can get everything lined up quickly. And then I am going to do an offer day. So I'm going to give all those I don't know if I mentioned it to you guys. So I got a virtual assistant who's going to fill out that paperwork for me. And then with the like I'm doing these spreadsheets analyzing, but then I'm going to give them the address and all that. They're going to fill out all those. And then I'm just going to submit them. Like once I have comps and they're definitely something I want to offer on, then I'm going to do that. And then I heard what you said yesterday, Ben, about not just throwing a whole bunch of wild offers out there and really looking at, is it a good deal? Is it the right deal? How would you make money? All of those things. So it's not just about 100 random offers. It's really about which ones are ones that make sense. So I did also get a number from a couple of folks in Edmonton and St. Albert. And I know the St. Albert market really well. I grew up here, so I've always watched it. And so I've a couple that I'm analyzing here. And so as soon as Drew's back, I've got a list for him. He's going to get me comps. We're going to quickly run through all my spreadsheets and then make decisions on which ones we're going to offer on. And I'll have the paperwork ready. The virtual assistant's going to have it all filled out.
All right, cool.
Boom, boom, boom.
So somebody's saying quality versus quantity. Not necessarily, but closer than just quality. Not necessarily. So let's do this together here. I dropped your sheet. I'm gonna pull up my sheet here real quick. Okay. And I want to just make sure on the same page on the money side. Are you ready to talk about money?
Yep. And somebody's asking who is Drew. So Drew was the real estate agent who came on the other day, and he works with investors in Calgary, and he's pretty knowledgeable in this market.
Yeah, he is. So guys, go back and check out the previous episodes. All of them are available on YouTube. By the way, if you're missing the series, you can watch and binge watch all of them. Or you can join Cashflow Tribe on Facebook group. You guys can check it out there. And before I do this, real quick, guys, rep your city. Tell me what city you guys are tuning in from. Would love to know. There's a lot of people from Ontario watching this. Give me your city right now. So Lisa, let's kind of go back over what a little bit of hand slapping yesterday, just to make sure we're on the same page. So when we go to financing, now we have a deal. We need to go get like 5 or 6 more. You guys hopefully understand the concept of why we need quantity. We're going to use some generic assumptions for what we need to do. So the question became, where do we get the money? Everybody at home wants to know, where do I get the money? What is step 1? What is step 2? What is step 3? What is step 4? The reason we did this analysis is because we need to understand what options we have for financial partners before we get the money. So to Lisa, we said, okay, cool. Most people know how to go to bank financing. That's 20% down. That is my backup option. That is not my first choice because we already know we can get that money with 20% down in great credit and qualify. But that takes time. That's the backup option. So what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and try to get pre-approved anyways for that option, but that's not going to be my only play. Option 3, I'm going to go 4, 3, 2, 1. That's option 4. Okay. Option 3 is getting somebody else who's already pre-qualified. That happens through conversation. So let's just say that that person can get the mortgage that we struggle to get, but then we need to be clear about what is it going to cost them and what would be a win-win. So let me just say somebody in the comments, like Jan's in the comments, and Jan goes, I'm already pre-qualified, Lisa. That's a great deal. Can we buy it together? You can go, I've structured the deal with you together. You're already pre-qualified. You've already got the down payment. We're now getting into OPM.
Yeah.
So we can use Jan as a partner. She comes into the deal. You buy the property together. We use her financing that's already in place. We close the deal. And now you're going to be an owner, a part owner of this property that you set up. You just became an active partner. And she is basically passive. That's option 3. Okay.
Yeah.
We can do both of those right now. Let's go to option 2. Option 2 is called a private lender. Now, we expect that we're going to pay probably 10% or more to a private lender. The reason we got to do the math at the very beginning is because do we even have 10% of profit to offer a lender? Yesterday, you and I did the math very quickly, and we figured out that the lowest possible profit was a 6.4% return. Well, that sucks. We literally just killed that option of getting a private lending partner because we only got a 6.4% return on cash. So what that means is we got to do a really good job to make sure we have at least a 10% return on cash that we can offer a private lender. If we have that number, now we can approach Catherine and go, if I get this deal closed, would you finance it? Now, by the way, there is no down payment requirement. There's no credit check requirement. There's no qualification requirement. Private lending, everybody at home, is one person to person, peer to peer. It's whatever terms that you decide. Yes, somebody's saying private lending could be 15. It could also be 25. It could also be 7. There's no specific amount. It could be anything you agree that it is. And then the last option, or option number 1 for me, would be the joint venture. And this is an equity play. So you're going to go, somebody else wants to be a passive investor long term, and they believe in the deal and they believe in the vision. Can I sell them on equity? And equity looks like this. You're going to bring in the money to close the deal, but instead of me giving you debt or monthly payments, we're going to be partners. We're going to split the cash flow. We're going to split the growth and appreciation. We're going to split the whole deal, the refinance proceeds and everything. Even when we sell this thing in 5 or 10 years, we're going to split and we'll figure out an equitable split. So if you guys get a great deal with equity, you have option 1, option 2, option 3, and option 4. Which one do you do first? Here's the answer. You do all of them. Or at very minimum, if you don't want to do all of them because you're scared, get away from bank financing as your only option because that's going to cripple you. You will not have 20% down to put down on every single property you buy. And this is why people don't move forward. Well, I want cheap money. If you're an investor, cheap money is not your friend. Let me say that again. An investor's job isn't to get money cheaply. An investor's job is to multiply the money that they get. There's a whole different thinking. My business runs at a 10 to 12% nut. What that means is I can borrow money at 10 to 12 and I can deploy that same money back at 25 to 30. It's an arbitrage. So I can borrow as much freaking money as I can get my hands on at 10 points. By the way, if you have money and you're like, I don't know what to do with it, shoot me an email. Here, shoot me an email if you literally like, I have all this money and I have 0 skills and knowledge, which is okay because unless you're a pro and you've been doing this for a long time, you will have 0 skills and knowledge. And you can just shoot me an email going, here it is. By the way, that's my email address.
Yeah.
Okay? Maybe I'll link you with Lisa. So I think, Lisa, this unblocked something for you yesterday. So when I went over this with you, share with everybody what got unblocked for you and what are you going to do about it?
So there was a couple things that really got unblocked, which was, so I have multiple irons in the fire. So I started with a mortgage broker. I started that process. So that's in play. And I know the timeline for that. It's a little bit longer. It's a little bit cheaper money, but they also have options to lend close to the full amount, not necessarily the full amount. I am going to be, after I rework my numbers, I'm going to be submitting them to Catherine and seeing what the opportunity is there. And also, so the other thing with bank financing is that even though it's cheaper, it takes way longer. So like they said, 6 weeks is the timeline, and they can't even get me an appointment with a mortgage broker for 2 more weeks.
Amen.
So
that is the problem.
I close on September 1st, so that's not going to work for me. So that was one of the big things. And then I wrote down yesterday after the call, everybody who's kind of reached out to me in the background on Messenger through this and said, hey, I'd be interested in investing in a deal. I'd be interested in joint venture. I'd be interested in putting some money in. So I have been following up with some calls and messages saying, can we talk, and setting up some times. So I'm going to have to go through and just chat with them about the deal and see what they're interested in and how quickly they could get access to the money and what are they looking for. So ideally, I am looking for a joint venture partner in this one. That would be my first choice, but like multiple exit strategies. I'm also working with Catherine to look at hard money. I'm also looking with Danielle at B lenders or private lenders. And I'm figuring out what those options are to get that short-term cash. So I also have some access to someone's line of credit that maybe I just use it for 10 days, pay them interest on it. And then once my deal is funded fully by someone else, then I just pay them out.
All right, cool. So what's the next question? What do we have to do now on this private lending thing?
So what's next is I need to find $50K this week, like by Thursday morning. So how do I do that when, like, that's what made our offer really strong, was that $50K.
Okay. And tell me one more time, and everybody else, what the $50K will be used for.
Deposit or down payment. Sorry.
Okay. So down payment or deposit, they're two different things.
Right. I keep mixing those up. Okay.
Don't mix them up. Deposit is the initial money in the deal. Yeah.
And the total down payment, I'd have to look at the spreadsheet, is that we need is 85.5 total. So then I need the remainder by September 1st.
Okay. And how much is the remainder?
I don't know why every time I'm talking to you, my math skills go away.
It's okay. I failed math twice. I probably have an effect on you. By the way, I failed math 2 times. Guys at home, and go ahead.
35.5.
35.5. Okay, cool. I failed math 2 times, and I'm a multimillionaire and effectively retired at 35. So you guys can all do it if I can do it. English is also my third language. People don't know that. I think it's my second. It is my third language. So you guys can all do it. All right, so 35.5. So let's talk about this real quick. You're going to get the deposit money from somebody, right? Now, one of the big answers or issues will be, well, is the bank going to have a problem with you getting the deposit from somebody else? The answer is probably yes. The bank doesn't want you to just go and borrow money and use the bank financing. It violates a lot of the rules and protocol. So we are further and further away from bank being our option. It already can't be done on time. The bank doesn't want you to borrow the deposit. Typically, in most cases, they want seasoning, or they want you to earn the deposit, or they want it to be a gift from your mom and dad. So if it's parents, if it's earned in your bank account, that could work. But in a lot of cases, we don't want to lean on that. So we need to lean on our other options. Now, bank financing is relative. We have B lenders, we have private, we have A lenders. There is a difference. I suggest most people stop walking in a TD Bank to get a mortgage. I think most people should go to a mortgage broker if you're going to work with bank financing, because brokers have access to B and C lenders. And it makes no sense for you to make an application with TD or Scotia or CIBC because you only have one lender giving you one response. You're better off to go to a broker because you're going to pull your credit anyways, which hits your credit score. It lowers your score every time it gets pulled. Go to a broker, let them pull it one time and submit to multiple lenders, including B and A and private. That's actually a faster way for most of you guys to kind of get pre-qualified. Don't get pre-qualified at CIBC. Okay.
For folks who might not know, can you just quickly explain what's a B lender, different than a private lender? How does and what's hard money?
Sure. A B lender is typically a company that is not a bank. It's not an institutional bank that's subsidized or run through the government. So most banks are still privately owned corporations, but they're subsidized through the government. So they have programs like Canada Mortgage Housing Corporation, CMHC. So when you go to the bank and they pre-approve you, it's the bank saying internally that we've agreed based on this criteria to give you a mortgage. Most of that criteria, if you're putting less than 20% down, still has to be approved by the government-owned insurance company called Canada Mortgage Insurance Corporation, okay, or Canada Mortgage Housing Corporation. And here's what they do. The bank or the government of Canada will basically insure your mortgage. That's how they allow you to put 5% down. So the government is backing up the bank. So here's what happens. You now have to qualify for CMHC. And CMHC has a lot more stringent criteria because the government does not want to own your house. But they're the ones making home ownership affordable because the bank doesn't want to take a gamble on you. So if you default under your mortgage, what will happen is the bank will try to, it's called the power of sale. They will force the sale of your home. But if the bank cannot get enough money to pay for the outstanding balance plus all the fees that you incurred, they will simply send it back to the insurance company and they will use their insurance. And now the government of Canada has to take that property back and bail out the bank. This is called Canada Mortgage Housing. So if you ever see a property for sale listed by CMHC or a number of other insurance institutions, then that's how you know the bank couldn't liquidate the property for the cost basis they had into the deal. Now the government has to sell it. When the government sells properties, those are the cheapest possible properties you can get in a lot of cases. Not in this last couple of years, but I made a killing back in 2009 and 10, 11 buying a bunch of CMHC properties because the banks literally couldn't get rid of them. So the difference is this. A B lender is a private institution, typically doesn't have branches and stuff. Banks have branches in major cities. A B lender is like, I have one location in Calgary and we have a source of capital, sometimes from the Fed, sometimes private, whatever. But they will charge you more. So B lender will naturally charge you, let's just say 200 basis points or 2 bips above prime. Let me explain that real quick. If an average Canadian CIBC mortgage is 3.5, a private lender or B lender will be like 5.5 or 6%. They will charge you a couple percent more, but they can deal with a little bit lower credit score. They can deal with a couple of other things. In a lot of cases, you have to put 20% down because you're not going to qualify for CMHC through a B lender. Not always, but in a lot of cases. So immediately people go, oh, TD Bank won't give me a mortgage. Did you even go to the B lenders? Again, they don't have branches. You can't just walk in and know who they are. You either have to research B lenders online or go through a broker. I suggest going through a broker. So what I like to do is go directly to B lender. Give me the 5% mortgage. Okay, give me the 5%. Yeah, I know it's 2% more, but if you plan on keeping it long term, nobody says you have to keep the mortgage for 30 years. Okay, that's a B lender. A private lender is this. A private lender is usually an individual running a business through a corporation. So it's like, I'm a private lender. I'm a guy with money who made money, and I lend my money out at a percent rate. It could be 8, 10, 15, 20. Again, as the rate goes up, the requirements go down. A private lender is also known as an equity-based lender, meaning if you can get a property with equity that mitigates my risk, I'm actually not lending you the money based on your credit score. I'm lending you the money based on the dollars of equity in that property. Because if you default, then I can take the property and become whole. This is how people charge you a higher rate, but they want you to have more equity in the deal because I'm lending money on the deal, not on you personally. So as you go up these tiers and you are less and less contingent on your personal financial situation, you will pay more, but you will get more available, quicker capital because equity-based lending is much faster than personal qualification-based lending. So my belief, and I built a whole business on this, is working in the private kind of sector, private lending as a core business function. We lend money, we borrow money, we do deals. Most of it is equity. So for those of you going with a realtor, making full up offers, not getting any discount because you don't understand price versus terms, you are killing your best leveraging financial option, which is private lending. Short term. Private lending long term, if you want a 25-year mortgage at 10% interest, probably doesn't work for you. It's not designed for long term. It is designed for short term sprints. So what I told you was use private money to get in the deal very quickly. And then you can refinance for conventional or refinance for what we call equity partner long term. But guys, this is getting a little advanced. You're going to have a billion questions for me. But just all I'm saying to you, Lisa, is this. If you're willing to pay a little bit more on the front end, it's not paying, it's an investment into speed and confidence. Hey, man, your payment's going to go from $1,000 a month to, let's just say, $1,800 a month. But I can get the deal done right now, and you should only do that for 3 to 5 months, and then refinance right away. Get out of that deal, keep the property, or sell the property.
Yep.
Okay, that was pretty comprehensive, and I know we're kind of at time, but let me throw it back to you guys. Should we go for another 2 minutes? I will only go for another 2 minutes if I have your permission, because we're technically at time, and if not, we're going to shut it down. Let me see, either a thumbs up, keep going, thumbs down, close it up. Need somebody to keep me honest here. Okay, we got some thumbs up. Okay, go ahead, Lisa. We got a couple more minutes. Daniel LeBlanc has given us a couple more minutes. So is Susan.
So I think my approach is going to be, because the timeline is shorter now, in order to make those numbers better, the timeline is shorter. I need quicker money. So I think I'm going to, I would like to book Catherine on tomorrow, and I would like to go through the numbers with her and ask if she's willing to finance the deal.
Okay, so that's number one. Yeah, okay. I mean, let's send her the details right now. Let's shoot her a message. Okay. Hey, I got something in the works. This is what it looks like. You need to understand she's going to want some private short-term gains. Yeah. So does it make sense at least 10%? Can you afford to pay 10% interest for at least 3 to 6 months, and this deal still works?
Yeah, I put it in the spreadsheet and costed it out.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Now you've built yourself a better solution short-term. Okay, cool. What else are we going to do?
I'm going to talk to some of my folks who can, who have short-term money that I could get for the down payment really quick. And just make sure, I may not need it. If Catherine can fund the deal, then I wouldn't need it necessarily. And then my other option is, there is a lender who will do fund based on ARV, but they won't fund the renovations. So I would have to come up with renovation budget. And so that's where I might look to Catherine for that.
Okay, so we can do what's called the Waterfall, and I'll explain this in 2 seconds. By the way, those of you guys that are super excited, cashflowtribe.com. Come join us. Join the community. Where do I find private lenders? In a community where private lenders live. Cashflowtribe.com. If you're not in it and you're outside the community, you're really not doing yourself any service. By the way, if you guys want a joint venture on this with Lisa and you're seeing this message, whether now, live, or after, drop a comment below. Send Lisa a private message. Let's see what that looks like, get you on the show, and we can make this happen. So Waterfall, let's talk about Waterfall. Catherine comes in at the beginning and funds the actual initial purchase of the deal, right? Mm-hmm. Get it closed up, get it done, what have you. Second tier Waterfall. Somebody else comes in as a long-term joint venture partner who's willing to finance the renovation side of this so that they can gain some equity long-term with you and they stay in the deal. Third Waterfall is after the rehab is completed. Now you can structure a BRRRR, a refinance with a B lender or bank. Doesn't matter. Those are both slow. So they're on the back end of our process here. Okay. And that's kind of a waterfall financing approach. Remember, most people don't have a waterfall idea. They just have, I went to the bank. They told me to put 20% down. I put 20% down. Now I have no money for the rehab. I only burned out X amount of my dollars. I had to leave so much in. How do I do a second deal? You don't do a second deal that same way. You can't leave your money in deals. Folks, if you listen to me, hear me now. Mm-hmm. If you leave your money in deals, you are an unsophisticated investor. Leaving your money in deals is not investing, that is consuming. So we have to not consume real estate like when you bought your house to live in, you consumed a mortgage product to actually purchase the deal. You're a consumer. You have to invest. Investing is taking dollars from somewhere and deploying them at a higher rate. That's called a spread. But the source of funds cannot be your own. If you're doing that, you're not actually investing in real estate. I can make 1,000 arguments for this, but the point is the money has to come elsewhere. If you can't leverage money, then you can never scale. This makes sense? Okay.
So I just realized I made a big mistake.
Say it.
So I bought a property last year on Vancouver Island. It's appreciated like 280,000 since I bought it. I bought it 20% down, and I haven't borrowed anything against it or refinanced it because I locked it in for 5 years at the beginning. So I would have a penalty. But is it worth it to pay the penalty to get that money out?
How much money is trapped in that property today?
Probably 250,000 that I could access.
You have $250,000 right now trapped in real estate that you could use to make more money. What is the present return on equity with the money trapped in that property?
Present return on equity. I don't know.
What are you making on that money today?
Nothing.
Zero.
Yeah.
Guys at home, listen to this lesson. Lisa, thank you for saying it. If you
I
have
just
equity,
realized it.
if you have equity and you are not redeploying your equity, your return on equity is zero. You are literally the worst investor in the world.
Okay, this is why I joined Cash Flow Tribe, because when I bought that property, it cash flows on a year-to-year basis. I had no idea why.
Okay, but Ben, I have to pay a penalty. So what?
Yeah.
You know, you're already paying a penalty. You know what that penalty is? You didn't buy another deal with that 250 you got. You didn't invest in your mentorship. You didn't grow your company. You did, like, if you have equity, folks, you think it's safer to keep the equity. I promise you, it's not safer. You're better off to take the equity and at very minimum invest into another deal where the 250 becomes equity in another property, which now gives you leverage so you can buy more real estate. And like, you're failing to burr your money back out because there's a penalty.
Yeah.
Right? I would even argue this. You buy a house, you have 250 of equity, you sell the house, take the 250, buy 2 houses. That goes up in equity. You sell those, buy 4 houses, then you buy 8 houses. Now you're playing the game of Monopoly the way it was designed to win. Nobody wins the game of Monopoly with one little greenhouse and then another little greenhouse. And then you chop off that greenhouse. You have to buy hotels. And I don't mean multifamily. I mean, you got to leverage.
I won't be able to get the money out in time for this down payment or any of the renos probably, but I will put that into action and get that money working for me.
Okay, so let's wrap up with this. Everybody's going, this is amazing. We want more of this. Boom, 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 boom. Guys, this is literally what I've been teaching in Cash Flow Tribe since I started the company in 2019 November. Okay. And if you're not in our events, if you're not in the mastermind, if you're not getting one-on-one help, you really are missing the point. So this is why we're doing this show, is to prove that there is so much that you don't even know, that when you finally discover it, it's like light bulb, light bulb, light bulb. Holy crap. This is how you guys buy houses. You understand how to use capital. So I want you guys to know, number one, the exciting part is every one of you can do it because I'm showing you a better way. Not just working harder, but working infinitely smarter on how you leverage capital. Yeah. Most people don't have financial training ever. They don't know how to use capital or credit. They don't know how to use OPM. They don't know how to structure deals. So I'm talking about deal structure. I'm talking about capital raising. So we're going to keep going on this because I'm hoping some of you will get a light bulb moment. And I'm hoping some of you will go, I need help. Let's go. Literally, I've been wasting so much time sitting on the sidelines because I've been so afraid of what's not possible that I can't possibly imagine what is possible. Yeah. Right?
No.
So I'm going
to have to rewatch today just because you talk so fast.
I know.
Catch it again.
Okay, so we're going to want to look at what the penalty is, evaluate. Here's the penalty. This is the last thing I'll say, guys. Let's just say you had $250,000 of equity and the penalty was $25,000. That is a 10% cost relative to the equity that you're going to gain. Here's the only question I have. If it costs you 10% to borrow your own money, Lisa, can you make more? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes, I can, and I can also write that penalty off.
Yes, you can. So, folks, you have to understand your equity that's trapped needs room. I learned a long time ago, your money is like soldiers in a war. You have to send them to battle. They have to fight and bring back other soldiers. If your money's not running into battle every day, they're sitting at camp, getting fat, getting lazy, doing not a whole lot of anything. You're like, I want to go to war. Why do you have an army sitting here getting lazy and fat? Why aren't we training this army and sending them into battle for you every day? You can't go to war if you don't equip and use the soldiers that you got already. So what are we doing? Last piece of advice, Lisa. We are way over time. So, guys, we are out of here. But piece of advice, Lisa, what are we doing for tomorrow? Give them the recap for today. And
I'm going to see if Catherine can come on. I'm going to send her the information on the deal right now and then see if she can come on tomorrow. And you can watch me walk through it with her.
Okay, sounds like the plan. All right, folks.
We had some hard questions.
Hard questions are good. You know what's not good? Not getting a deal. We're almost halfway through this whole competition. We're on day 14. If you're with us, give this thing a quick share. If you got value today, tag a friend. If your friends and family, they're curious about this whole thing, cashflowtribe.com, literally free. Join us on Facebook at Cashflow Tribe. I say it every day. And we're here to equip you and help you win as Canadians in this marketplace. Until tomorrow, Lisa, let's go get a deal. Let's make it happen. We're going to get this thing closed out. Everybody else, be great, stay humble, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Peace out.